This week we're with the Borders. We did last week. We talked about how they kind of got started. So stay tuned. Okay, last week we were talking and you ran into a situation where you wished you had your dad and he wasn't with you. He kind of left you hanging. But so tell us a little bit about how you got started, because you were pretty young. I don't remember how old you was, but you come along and did all of our announcing on the Gas Guzzy shows.
So we built a racetrack. Dad did at his place and came up for the first show and he needed an announcer. And I'm like, Dad, I think I want to try this. He's like, are you sure? Because I'm the type of guy, I don't really do good with people. He's like, so I want to do this. Well, then I started announcing there, and everybody said I was real good. Well, then we met you at a convention. Yeah. You said you were looking for an announcer, and I'm like, I'd like, get involved. I've done a little bit on a couple places, and then we got into the Gas Guzzy stuff, and that really took off that summer. That was a real good fun summer.
It was a fun summer. We had a lot of fun. Didn't make much money though.
we had fun doing it.
We lost a lot of money, but
I can tell you how good he got. His sister was trying to run the event too while I was out on track. She literally told him, Thomas, you need to shut up so we can get this show started. He kept talking to everybody.
He was good. He kept the flow going, and I was very happy because you were able to interplay music along while you were talking, and he was able to do it all.
And doing the Gas Guzzy stuff got me excited, wanting to get back into monster trucks. That's when we started trying to build the old school leaf spring truck, the first monkey business as a ride truck and stuff. Well, then the Gas Guzzy stuff went away. It's like, well, what am I going to do with this truck now? So we moved into the ride truck stuff. I met JR with Full Throttle.
Now that was the truck that you had like a double shackle on the ends of the leaf springs.
So
it was still a 4-link.
It was a 4-link chassis with dual shackles. So the shackle leaves that allowed the suspension to actually travel. That truck had 16 inches of travel with leaf springs. I used stock 3/4 ton truck springs, and I was able to get 16 inches of travel out of that truck. It handled really well for a leaf spring truck, but of course, when we come out with it, it's too outdated. Yeah. But then I got in with JR.
But then you made that one into a ride truck, though.
Yes, that basically came to announcing. Well, then JR needed an announcer, so I started working for Full Throttle. And
that's when he threw me back in the seat.
Yeah, he needed a truck one time. I'm like, well, I got a truck. He's like, man, I don't know. People are going to laugh. I'm like, trust me, this truck works. So I put Dad in the seat and that, and I was announcing the shows. And that was good. We kept progressing the truck. And finally, I told JR one day, I said, I'm ready to start driving again. I need to get behind the wheel. It's time for me to retire, let somebody else announce for a little bit. I miss the announcing some. I do enjoy getting the crowd hyped up and having fun. But, so we converted our truck over to a race truck. Dad ran it a few more years. We built the new truck. The new monkey business debuted about 3 years ago. Okay. And then, that truck, I started driving it. And now it's powertrain last year. And then... now we just keep growing.
So talk about that. You got a pretty good sponsor.
Yeah, Rebecca's Powertrain. They came on board 3 years ago, I think it was, and they've been great to deal with. They make some great transmission parts. The clutches that are in our transmission, I abuse them hard. I mean, last night I did a freestyle run in the truck, and when I finished the donut, when they shut me off, I was over 300 degrees in the transmission, and it's still pulling good today. Okay. And pretty much every freestyle run, I'm 300 plus.
That's awesome.
Their clutches hold up. They've been proven. They came back on board again this year, so we're going to be powertrain again this summer.
Now, you also are building a new truck or something.
We got a brand new chassis we just built. Originally, we were going to retire the original monkey business because it became Never Satisfied. Okay. And then it became Funky Monkey. So it's been around the block. Jasmine's been driving that. Well, we're going to retire it, and I built a new chassis and pull everything off. Well, that truck got so much sentimental, it's hard to cut one up. Yeah, you know how it is. Yeah. So we decided I'm going to build another truck, and we're going to use that for a backup.
Okay. So where did all this monkey stuff come from?
The monkeys came from my boy.
Okay.
He passed away, it's been several years ago, from brain cancer. Yeah. But when we had the racetrack, we did Power Wheels mud balls. Well, Jasmine had one called Little Miss Attitude. Okay. And I built one for him called Monkey Business because he was a monkey. He liked to climb, bounce.
Yeah. He was a cute little kid.
Yes, he was great. When he came from the Gas Guzzy shows.
Yeah, he was there. Yeah.
So Monkey Business was his truck. So when we built the new truck, I want to pay tribute to him. So that's where the Monkey Business Motorsports came in, and that's why we keep with the monkey theme. And then when Jasmine started driving, she's like, I want a monkey themed truck. So we came up with Funky Monkey for her. And she's been real good at that truck and been impressing a lot of people.
Yeah, and she was pretty young.
Yeah, 16 when she started.
Yeah.
JR's insurance said she had to be 16 to
Okay.
run.
Now, was her first outing at the museum or something? Did you guys let her come up there and practice at one of our
Well,
events?
she did one little practice
Yeah.
run at our county fair down home.
Yeah, she ran
She was
there.
still 15 then. That's why she
okay.
couldn't really run track.
Because I remember her coming and you guys bringing her
yeah,
up and letting
that
her
would have
run
been
at
kind
one
of the
our
first
shows.
other one. And she went out there, and her run wasn't the greatest. Some people kind of made fun, but we came to find out she couldn't see over the hood.
Yeah.
She changed some things.
So we went back home. We raised the seat up, I think, 4 inches to get her up to where she could see. I thought she could see. No, she couldn't see good. So she had trouble. We were hoping to bring her back
Yeah,
this
but
year.
she did great. I mean, some of these guys are haters, and some of these guys are criticized a lot, but it's because they've never been in behind a wheel.
Exactly.
You know, it's easy to say how bad or good somebody is when you've never done
And
it.
inside that truck is totally different than what's going on the outside. You can be in that truck running, and you think you did a world finals freestyle, the greatest, and you get out and watch the videos and go, I didn't get no air.
Well, I remember the first time I drove a suspension truck from the leaf spring trucks. When the leaf spring truck's leaning pretty hard, you're probably going to roll over. A suspension truck, you're leaning pretty hard and you're thinking in your head, I'm rolling, and you're not.
No.
And a lot of the early guys, when they never had experience in leaf spring trucks, when they got in suspension trucks, a lot of them rolled over by accident because they would overcorrect thinking that they were rolling over. Because it's a really different feel inside the truck.
It is. It was a lot to get used to because I started out off-road truck racing, moved out of that, then got into the announcing portion. But whenever I get into the monster trucks, a lot of that experience from my off-road racing days plays in the monster trucks. The last show we done last year in Russellville, Kentucky, was real slick track. The guys were having a hard time getting around. Me, I was driving it perfect. Because I used that knowledge from driving that off-road truck, I was able to set the truck as soon as I come off the cars, and I was able to drift it into the corner and line up perfectly for the next lane. And that experience really helped me overall.
I think experience driving any kind of equipment
Yes.
helps, because especially with the monster truck, you're adding so many different functions. Driving a payloader, driving a dump truck, everything plays into helping.
does.
Well, if you'd ever seen him run them off-road trucks, you'd have been totally impressed. I was. I mean, I couldn't figure out how he was sliding them in the way he was. And, one of the other guys there said, hey, can you drive my truck this race? I can't do it. Thomas goes out there. He comes around the corner. He brings it up and bicycles straight toward a big crowd. And I'm out there standing on the corner looking at him. I ain't afraid of him. He drops it back down after everybody's throwing lawn chairs and getting out of the way, and he goes on around the corner, and the owner of the truck says, how in the world did you do that? He said, I'll just have to show you sometime.
Well, that's awesome. Well, hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Stay tuned. Next episode, we're going to try to meet Jasmin. Hey, I'm Jeff Cook, president of the Monster Truck Museum and Hall of Fame here in Butler, Indiana. And I'm with Josh Conrad.
Josh Conrad, the executive director here at the museum.
All right. Well, 5 years ago when we purchased this place and we started to build this Monster Truck Hall of Fame here, we knew our furnace and air conditioner units were on their last leg. The great guys from WSM Mechanical told us 5 years ago, they says, we're going to patch you up, but we don't think these things are going to last a year. And we was very fortunate, very blessed. We got 5 years out of them. But a couple of days ago when it was really, really cold, they decided to go out on us. So Josh was in here freezing. Jim and Christopher was in here with icicles hanging off their noses. It was a little scary, but we got with those guys and they're working on replacing it and putting brand new units in. So we're going to start a new campaign, a financial support campaign called the Fire and Ice. Tell us a little bit about that, Josh.
Yeah, so we're going to raise money specifically to go towards fixing the biggest asset we have, which is our building. So when the HVAC units are working good, it's cool in the summer and it's warm in the winter, and we need that to happen all the time. So we're going to put it out there. Look at our website, monstermuseum.org. You click on the shop, go underneath the tab fundraising, and we'll have some things there available for you to, you can purchase them right away. You can call the museum and talk to us about it. There's many different ways that you can help, and we're going to have lots of options for you because we need the help of everybody.
Yep, so this is a pretty large financial investment, but this is, to protect our building. You got to have heat and air conditioning. And we're going to do a super cool sign. It'll be a Fire and Ice. It'll be a super cool sign, and all the details will be on the website. And if you donate money, you can have your name put on that sign. That'll be a permanently fixtured in this building.
Yeah, it'll be a pretty cool thing. Jeff's going to make it, so it should be pretty awesome. And we're going with the fire and ice theme because, well, we're trying to heat and cool the building. So it seemed like a perfect fit.
So, hey, thanks a lot. We appreciate all you guys' support. Go to the website or Facebook and check it all out. Thank you for all your support.
Yeah, monstermuseum.org.